All right, thanks for watching Workspace. Today we're looking at the Pasadena market. We have a client looking for about 2.5 to 3.5 thousand square feet of office space or retail. So it's a pretty, medium-sized deal in this part of the market here. So we have a boundary that's already outlined for Pasadena, went a little bit above that, just so we can get as many options as possible. So as you can see, the space, 2,500 to 3,500 square feet. Lease rate, I left it open so we can see everything. And we're looking at office and all retail. So let's see what we have here. Okay, first is 301 Vista here. Now this was on the main, what I did was click on one of these selections here. So first is 301 Vista. So as we go to this property, they say it's listed at $15 a foot per square foot per year. It's wide open, first generation space. So one thing you're going to have to account for here is the build out, especially for a space like this. As you can see, it's studded out in the back, so that's going to save some money on not having to put in water connections. Utilities are probably studded out as well, but the build out can be substantial. Even on a small space that's 2,000 to 3,000 square feet, you can easily spend $60,000 to $120,000 on build out, and the landlord may not pay for all of that. They may pay for just part of it. So it's something to account for. When you see a rate at 15 bucks a foot, you need to account for the triple net cost on top of that, and you need to account for the build out. So this is not something I'd recommend for a staffing company or a primary office use. You need to be a hardcore retail person and want something like this. Next on the list is 2101 Strawberry. This is $11 per square foot per year. It looks like it's a modified gross lease, which means that they pay for the base rent. It's covered in that $11.79 per square foot per year, plus utilities, plus something like water. Curb appeal is pretty average here from what you can see. Looks like the roof needs some work for sure, which is not too much of a problem if the landlord has the capital to maintain the property. But I'm not really impressed with this. The parking is limited as well. This is something that if there was signage, something to that effect being on the corner would be a big plus, but not something that's really exciting to me. Next is at Parkview West Shopping Center. This is $8 to $15 per square foot per year, and you have plus triple net. So the real cost here could be as high as $13 to $16 per square foot per year. Curb appeal is great. Good tenants there: Family Dollar, CC's Pizza, H&R Block. So this is obviously a strong corner. If you need to have a hardcore retail use, it's a great spot. If you are primarily office, too expensive to really consider, in my opinion. Now, Pasadena Professional Medical Office Building. This is a full service gross lease, so $15.50 is it's all in. So $15.50 per square foot per year. Now, this particular property has pretty decent curb appeal, good parking. Since it's primarily medical, that's why the office space is a little bit more expensive. And there may be, it's not really a best fit if you're not a medical use. Medical, if you're going to pay the higher rent, you may as well take advantage of the tenants around you. And if you're not a medical type client or tenant, they may not even allow you to be in the building. So for the purposes of this particular client, we're going to pass on that. Pasadena Oaks, here is a retail center. It's a modified gross lease at $13.80 per square foot per year. There's not many pictures here, but strong traffic, great visibility. They have 3,000 square feet available here. So this is something that with the right signage, it's not bad. And the rental rate here may not be that bad depending on what they're charging on the modified gross. So depending on the additional cost, if it's just utilities, that may be pretty solid. If it's more than that, there may be some better options for this particular client. Another retail spot here is $8.64 per square foot per year. And this is at 1404 South Ritchie. Another modified gross lease. Not really impressed with it, but the rent is low enough here to where if the build out is done, where there's not much to do, this is something that I would take a look at for an office use, just because the price point is low enough to where you get the visibility, and some people benefit from that first floor access. So the rental rate here is attractive enough to where I would take a look at this property. Last one we have on the list is 3933 Fairmont Parkway, Chase Building. Now this is a full gross lease. This is an attractive property here at $15.50. I think it's a great value play because of the curb appeal of this building. It's going to be great traffic because of the bank itself, especially if the bank stays there. This is a sublease, so that's something we have to look at too to see what the term is remaining and if it's worth our time. But that about wraps it up for the options here. I want to thank you guys for watching, and if you need more up-to-date information, just give us a shout in the description.